Welcome back to my series, Dance Mums Uncovered. After she rose to fame from the show, Abby has had a lot to say about money. It seems like to her money is a major symbol of success, but also the source of a lot of resentment and problems in her life. Because there was more to Abby's money obsession than the producers cared to show. Feel free to share your thoughts on the following evidence. First, let's look at elitism. There have been many instances where Abby seemed to suggest that she was better than others because of their financial situations. One of the most well-known examples was exposed by Season 8 mum Adriana, who said Abby smugly told her, "I know you grew up in the hood with only a box of 8 crayons, but I grew up in the country club with a box of 64. Don't be stupid." Not only was this elitist, but it was also extremely racist. Even back in Season 1, Abby told Kelly and Christy that if they don't have money, they shouldn't be flying across the country. Abby has also looked down upon an unnamed mum from the show, who paid for lessons on several credit cards. She said this as though it somehow made them an awful person.
Some of the moms, too, would have never, ever been able to interview for a television show. They owed too much money. You know, once you bounce one check, okay, fine, happens to everybody. Then a second check, then a third check, putting $10 on this credit card and then $25 on this other credit card, and you're playing all these games. You know, you really can't afford it and you're living beyond your means.
It seems like a lot of Abby's issues with Christy stem from similar elitist attitudes. Nowhere is this clearer than in the Season 3 reunion, where she accuses the mums of pimping out their kids. She also claims that Chloe needs to be in class, not having spa treatments with kids who pay her $85 to be there. She has talked about Pittsburgh mums who toasted to her sentencing and built new houses, saying that they were dirt poor before the show. This is clearly a dig at Christy, because she came from humble beginnings, and their family built a new house during the show. She also declared that she didn't like how Chloe was being raised, because her parents cared more about her going across the country and making money from meet and greets than making her a great dancer. Abby has even gone so far as to suggest that Chloe was invited to the ALDC masterclasses, but Christy would tell her that they weren't invited because she wanted to make more money by doing her own meet and greets separately. It would be shocking if this were true, but we also know that Abby has admitted she took 50% of all the earnings from the events she did with the kids and mums. So perhaps there is a sensible reason why Christy wouldn't want to join in.
When I was sentenced in Pittsburgh, there were people who made a lot of money from Dance Moms, who built a new house. Mm-hmm. You know, they were dirt poor, they came from nothing, and they were toasting champagne. I have every email, I have every text message of inviting her to take part in events that are the Abby the Dance Company events. They choose not to. Sadly, sometimes the child never knows that she was invited. Her mother either doesn't respond, doesn't react, or says no, then turns around and tells the kid, "You weren't invited," which is not true. And of course, you know, every single thing we make, I'm giving 50% to the moms.
Next, let's explore studio costs. Owning a dance studio certainly isn't a cheap investment, nor is it cheap to attend one. But after all the elitist comments made by Abby, you would think that she was on top of all her finances, right? Well, former ALDC mums Diane Pent and Dawn Check have suggested that Abby's finances were always a mess, declaring that she used to not pay her bills. Despite what it seemed like on the show, Dawn Check insists that she didn't owe Abby any money. She says she has receipts that were signed off by Melissa, showing that her costumes were paid for. Diane Pent once cleaned Abby's garage and found a bunch of towels stolen from hotel rooms. In the Season 1 production notes, the mums say that Abby sometimes kept costumes that the mums paid for. Not only that, but Abby has suggested that the mums sometimes had to rent props from her.
There is an episode where I'm on for like 2 minutes. She says that I owe money. I have the written receipt that my costumes were paid for, and the receipt was signed by none other than Melissa. I paid my bills. There were other people there that didn't pay their bills,
Totally.
including the owner didn't pay her bills.
But we found hotel towels by the boatload.
Like stolen?
Stolen.
According to the Because Mum Said So podcast, the mums would spend around 10 hours doing the yearly ALDC dance photo shoot. Abby was very picky and would make the kids upset. The mums said that one year it cost them $2,000 to get photos taken and to be put in the yearbook. They also claimed that one year the parents paid for the photos and yearbooks, but no one ever got them.
She would scream at them because they have to be perfect. I'm like, it's just a damn book. And then it would cost, remember how much money? I remember one year it was like $2,000 some odd dollars to be in a book, to be in a yearbook.
Remember that one year that, we all paid for the yearbook and then Abby never got the yearbook? Remember that?
Thanks to the bonus scene where Holly talks about sharing a bed with Abby, we also know that Abby used to sleep in hotel rooms with her clients to save money. Evidence number 3, excusing abuse. Abby has justified her teaching methods by discussing the amount of money she and the kids earned whilst on the show. Elliana revealed that Abby was paid more money by production if she created drama for the show. Abby herself has also complained that she was told she wasn't doing her job properly if she didn't cause enough drama. However, if she did cross the line, she received a fine and had to talk to a psychologist.
She actually gets more money if she causes more drama. So, of course, she's going to, do everything she can.
I was getting paid to do a job. And if I didn't bring it and I didn't cause the chaos and I didn't stir the pot, I wasn't doing my job. And I was called in by the network. You have to do this. You have to do that. And then when I did my job and I crossed the line, ooh, Abby said this and we're going to find her. And ooh, we have to talk to a psychologist.
Abby has also justified her teaching style, insisting that she didn't traumatize children because she made them into wealthy, highly successful stars. She declared that she doesn't think she ever went too far on the show. Rather, she thinks she was coerced into doing things that she never would have done under different circumstances.
Why did I traumatize children? I think I made children into hugely successful, wealthy stars.
Not really. I always slept at night. But I think that I was coerced into doing things that, looking back, I should not have done and I would never do again.
4. What she deserves. It is well known at this point that Abby thinks the show and her students are successful solely because of her, while she has also expressed the belief that she deserves money from them. Besides all the money she earned and subsequently hid from the government. Abby has declared that many of the competitions featured on the show were completely unknown before Dance Mums. While this may be true, she also thinks that they owe her and should hire her as a judge. Whilst Abby watches one of Presley's videos, Jordan Madden mentions Abby's name. Abby suggests that she should receive royalties for that. She also seems to think that she should receive residuals from GIFs shared on the internet.
We put some dance competitions on the map. They owe me. They owe me. Hire me. Let me come and judge. You're using my name in your video? I did not get a royalty off of this. Should I be getting a residual off of all these pictures of me? Mm-hmm.
She seems to think she's entitled to 10% of the pay that the kids on the show received, because apparently a producer ripped up her company contracts and told her she wouldn't need the 10% after the show aired. Due to legal fees, Abby has been left with very little money. The court fine and medical bills presumably don't help either.
And I could have had 10% of those kids. And I should have. But a producer stood there and literally ripped the contracts in half and said, oh, you're going to be making so much money, you won't need these.
And finally, where is she now? Abby has stated that the cast does not get residuals from being on reality TV because it is categorised as news content. Therefore, the only income she receives at the moment is based on her studio, social media, and other ventures such as Cameo. Abby has admitted on her Ask Abby show that moving to LA was a bad move for her. She said that Apollonia League, who rented her Pittsburgh studio, made a mess and didn't get her deposit back. Then apparently a man rented it briefly, but he refused to pay rent.
we don't get residuals because reality TV, it's considered news. The series brought us from Pittsburgh out to LA. It was a bad move. It was owned by a woman for a while that kind of made a mess and a catastrophe out of the building. And let's say she didn't get her deposit back. Then a gentleman was running the studio and, well, let's say he just kind of quit paying the rent.
Since March 2020, Abby has been living in hotel rooms so that she can call someone to help her when she needs it. She was on the verge of being able to walk independently again, but then she broke her leg in 2 places. She had an incident back in August 2020 where a 300-pound door fell on her in a hotel room, causing injuries that reportedly require ongoing physiotherapy. As a result of this, and also issues that she faced due to a lack of accessibility at the hotel, she recently decided to sue the Hampton Inn & Suites for $8.5 million. Abby has said that ultimately, money comes and goes. She knows how to make it, spend it, and lose it.
I live in a hotel so that I can call the front desk and send someone up, send a bellman up to help me. Get to Florida, 2 days later, break my leg in 2 places, and I'm right back where I started. But I was walking. And you know, money comes and money goes. I know how to make money, I know how to spend money, I know how to lose money.
So what do you guys think? Is Abby's money obsession alarming or understandable? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.